Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of my team career mode on F1 23. Round 2, episode 2 at the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix at Jeddah. Now guys, before we jump into today's video, if you haven't seen round 1 at Bahrain, which by the way went down an absolute treat, go check it out if you have missed it, link in the top right. Also, spoiler warning ahead in 3, 2, 1. So, first things first, this weekend we're going to take care of activities. We're going to go for the autofill and let the game decide for us as they think, what could suit us best at this time, which I'm going to trust the game with at this time. After that, we're going to move to upgrades. And as you guys know from the last episode, I mentioned we're focusing on two areas, drag reduction and weight reduction. So for this one, we're going to purchase our first major upgrade for drag reduction. Also, confirmation of the upgrade from the last episode for the weight reduction on the cable assembly arriving. Now, I've got a few points left over, so we're going to go ahead and purchase the plank, which is weight redistribution, with a pretty big discount. So that's going to help us out quite a bit. With that said, we're going to jump into the weekend. No rain forecast, as you'd expect, in the desert in Jeddah. So we move to the development chart. Now, not a lot has changed, not a lot has happened. Only one race in, we scored points in Bahrain. A very good weekend. The car was fantastic to drive. Honestly, a shot Q3 out of nothing, out of nowhere, and we actually had that same pace in the race, and it was really encouraging. So hopefully more of the same this weekend in Jeddah, fingers crossed. So yeah, we're still second from bottom, AlphaTauri just behind us. It's going to be a long year, so we'll gradually work our way up. Practice, pretty smooth. Tyre wear a little bit high, but okay. Fuel consumption a bit lower than what we had in Bahrain, so we'll factor that in for the race. As for practice, you can see we actually finished last along with Liam Lawson, so Bahrain was a lot quicker. This one, not so much, which may be bringing us back down to reality a little bit, possibly. So we'll see how qualifying and the rest of the weekend goes. Either way, we picked up a decent chunk of R&D points. Also, Lawson picking up his points tally as well, which is quite good to see, because last race he only got 96 points, I believe, in practice, which was pretty piss poor. So we're going to get a bigger haul this time. We've also got a lot of discounts on actual productive upgrades, which is really encouraging. Now, the only downside is by doing this, we are putting a lot of wear into the engine, so I reckon we will be taking penalties quite a few times this season to make up for the extra wear and mileage we're putting on those engines in practice. Either way, let's get to qualifying and let's see if we can pull something out the bag, and can we repeat the miracle of Bahrain and really get out of Q1, but somehow maybe even get Q3 again. Who knows? Practice, it didn't seem like it's going to be the case, so we may get a bit of a reality check in this one. Either way, currently on our first timed lap in Q1, and it's going to be P4, which is just behind the McLarens, only a couple attempts off, and I was genuinely surprised. I made a couple of tweaks from practice, just a few little small adjustments, but also that was my first proper lap flat out in anger. And one thing that has helped me this weekend is that I raced here Saturday night in the Creator Series finale. If you haven't seen that video, guys, it went out yesterday. Link in the top right, go check it out. But pretty much I was quite sharp, and Q1 finished P12. I actually didn't have to go out again. That first lap was good enough, and I was able to save tyres. And also Liam Lawson, P17, almost got through. So this track maybe actually suits us a bit better than Bahrain. And also Lawson showing a bit of pace. Now into Q2, bit of a mistake and a correction into the left-hander there of turn 3. Now making our way through the S's, trying to make up for lap time here. This is on a used set of tyres, by the way, and we also bottom out on that curb on the exit where Schumacher crashed in 2022. We also bottom out on the curb underneath the hotel, so a bit of a scruffy lap at 27.5, last place P16, and quite a way off our Q1 pace, which you'd expect on a used compound, but that lap was actually quite a bit more scruffy than what I hoped for. So the gap to Piastri P10 is only 3/10 right now, so it's not totally out of the question. So fresh tyres on our car. I also increased the front wing by a little bit to have a bit more cornering in sector 1, which is really key around here. So let's see if we can deliver. So down to turn 1, spot the 100 and brake just after that, down to 4th and then 3rd for the apex. Shift it to the right, possibly 2nd gear if you prefer it. I kept it in 3rd, get the power down, and now prepare turn 3. 5th gear, possibly 4th, I'll use 5th in this case. Important to maybe sacrifice a little bit at the corner to open the right and then get that momentum flowing through the S section here to get this hooked up perfectly. A little bit off the barrier there. Could have definitely pushed it a bit more, but still a very tidy first sector. And in the top left, you can see we're up on Stroll by half a second, which is our strongest sector. The lap's going to get harder as it goes on. We nailed the hairpin, getting super close to the barriers there a couple of times, just brushing the wall on the limit. Now into the chicane, slight correction on entry, but we actually do pretty good. We hit the wall though, which isn't great.
Tyre condition still looking good.
Luckily, we get clearance and no damage on the car, so we continue on our lap after hitting the wall through the chicane, this time bottoming out a little bit, but not as bad as the previous one. And you can see on the Delta, we are absolutely cooking right now, making our way down to the final corner. Make or break Verstappen 2021 vibes. Break between the black box and the 100-meter board. Third gear, keep it tight, power up as soon as possible on the exit, and we're going to improve by over 9/10 north of a second across the line, and it's a 26.5 for P6. Is that going to be enough to get us into Q3 yet again? Yes, it is. Wow, what a performance. And we're only 2.5 tenths off the best time, which is a 26.3 from Lewis Hamilton. We actually made it through by a couple of tenths in the end, so quite comfortably and with a fair bit of margin. So just like in Bahrain, we show some insane one-lap pace, and the car feels really good to drive. Genuinely, I've been well impressed so far. I double-checked. We are on 110 AI, so that's not the issue. Just the car is working really well. So Q3 then, fresh tyres. We've got 2 runs and both on fresh sets because our first Q2 run was on a used compound. So unfortunately, I didn't maximize it as we have a big moment on our first lap. It was very scruffy. I tried to push it and we set a 27.3 as a banker, which really isn't good enough. So a 26.5 is what we've done in Q2. So that's going to be the reference for this final lap. So let's see what we can do. I'll let you guys enjoy this one with the engine sound. Hopefully we deliver. Hopefully it's not invalidated, and hopefully it's a decent lap. Well, that was pretty much everything the car had to give. A 1:26.3, a personal best, and also that was the fastest time in Q2. So that AI obviously found another gear, but that's about as much as I can give with this car right now. So I'm very happy with that lap. We delivered under pressure on our last lap, on our last set of tyres, making the most of it. And yet again, another top 10 finish in qualifying. 2 out of 2 so far, and we'll see if it's going to be same as Bahrain, where we maybe struggle for race pace. I'm not, but either way, an excellent qualifying, and this sets us up beautifully, hopefully for a decent race, and fingers crossed, another points finish. So guys, like the video, subscribe if you enjoyed that qualifying, and let's get into the race.
We've got fast sweeping corners under the lights and 20 racers all ready to write their name into the quickly growing history of the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So So let's take a look at the topographical map of the Jeddah Street Circuit. As you can see, a number of challenging corners for the drivers to master here. We'll see just how much the teams have benefited from their time spent in practice this weekend. And like many street circuits, this track has the potential to punish drivers that get it wrong. Let's hope we avoid any safety cars today. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. It's Carlos Sainz in pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Oscar Piastri, Martinez, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Bottas, Gasly, Stroll, Ocon, Albon, Joe, Liam Lawson, Magnussen, Tsunoda, Hulkenberg, Sargent, and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track. And a warm welcome, of course, to my co-commentator here today, someone of tremendous experience and insight. It's the man himself, Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to talk to you about Carlos Sainz.
Well, it was a really impressive lap in qualifying to get pole position, but are they going to be able to hold on to the lead into the first corner with so many quick starters around them? Besides that, of course, any kind of turn one incident could completely turn the race on its head. Let's keep our fingers crossed everyone can get through in one piece.
Let's get into it then. Here we go. Time for round 2 at Jeddah. P8, and to be fair, hopefully we can fight for points. I'll be honest, I think it could be a very similar race to Bahrain. That's my gut feeling. So maybe P10, P9 could be quite possible. It depends on the pace of the Aston Martin of Alonso, but the McLarens were very quick in Bahrain, the Ferraris, the Red Bulls, the Mercedes. After that, you know, I think we can beat the Aston Martins, we can fight with them, so it's quite open, but it feels like the top 8 is locked in with McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes. So, yeah, strategy-wise for this one, we're going to go for a medium to hard tyre strategy, very simple one-stop. I feel like we could swap and possibly go for a soft if we can make it work, but we don't have any fresh softs left, so I think this is going to be the likely scenario. So, yeah, fuel-wise, 52 kg, which is just a bit over what practice was, so that should be fine. And, yeah, we're going to get into it, hopefully have a decent race. So, guys, let's send it and hopefully get some more points. So everyone on mediums, we're going to line her up, hopefully get another good start like in Bahrain. We may gain a place or two, but realistically we may fall back yet again. So no surprises, keep it clean, hopefully a nice smooth race. And yeah, fingers crossed the race pace is on point. So let's line her up and let's get to it. Lights are on. Here we go. Good start. Russell on softs, interesting enough. 3 wide into turn 1 there. The Ferraris and Verstappen going at it. I thought about looking around the outside of Hamilton there, but we'll hang back. Russell ahead on softs. Realistically, probably not going to overtake him anytime soon, so we'll probably look to hold on to P7 for now. Now, ideally, I'd love to hang on to DRS, but the reality is, you can see we're already getting dropped through the S section, so this is going to be tough. I'm hoping my wings are trimmed enough that I can, you know, recharge a decent bit of battery and be fast on the straights. At the expense of maybe some cornering issues, we can always increase the wing at the pit stop if we really need it, so that option's open to us. But for now, it's going to be about trying to survive and find our race pace. Here comes Piastri looking for a move, but we're kind of weaving on this curved back straight, so there's no way really through for him right now. That top 6 is in a real tight pickle, but this isn't over yet. Piastri's probably going to get the run here. Norris will also likely look to go through, burning a lot of battery on this opening lap. As we race down to the final corner, Piastri's going to keep battery on. We're going to hold the inside line and keep Piastri at bay for now. I think we'll hold him off down to turn 1 as well. As Russell now goes to move on Hamilton. It's going to be constant action this race. This one will not be over until it's over. Russell, Hamilton still going at it. Hamilton staying in front, but look at this. It's a big old scrap and we're going to get right into this. Got to try and be intelligent here. I don't have a lot of battery left. This is going to continue. And now the McLarens are looking to get involved. Wow, we almost get squeezed. Look at the McLaren go. Piastri just breezes by, so the papaya cars with some pretty good straight line speed. Norris now up the inside. I don't mind this. I'm trying to not use my battery up all at once.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone. So
Piastri completes the sweep and gets up to P5. Listen, this is fine. This is about for 5th place. I'm happy to stay here. This is absolutely fine. There'll be more battling up ahead. The AI will lose time in wall-to-wall combat here. So this is one of them races where it's about IQ. A bit like Monza. You know, you don't have to be fast. You can make up for it in other areas. But one thing is for certain, we have to try and stay within DRS. That is paramount. Alonso lurking. We're going to hold the inside though. We can brake quite late. Battery is already out, so we'll just have to try and defend with DRS, but we are lacking a bit of pace right now, so we are entirely reliant on AI battles as Alonso goes through and overtakes. So down to P10 now in the final points paying position. Stroll looking for the move, similar to Alonso. But we hold on as he goes for the inside line. Not out of the woods yet though. He's going to get another run here on softs. To the outside he goes. Again, we're out of battery, so I'm just not able to charge right now, so we drop out the points. Oh my god, that was slight contact there.
Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of it.
Super inefficient, and that is going to really ruin things for us now. Thank you, Nuts. Alright, so Stroll's probably going to breeze by this time. I've got no DRS help, so we'll let him have the inside line. And we'll just slot him behind and see if I can get a bit of recharge on the go. But the race pace is not there so far. It's a bit worse than Bahrain. Yellow flag, which should be interesting.
Green flag.
Going to throw a bit of wing on for the next stint. Let's see who the retirement is behind.
Okay, safety car deployed. Safety car's been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Right, drop your speed. Our delta's too low and we're going to risk a penalty. Slow your pace immediately.
Big pile up at the final corner, by the way. Big pile up. Something happened there. Multiple cars involved. Safety car deployed. So first one of the season. So I think it might be worth boxing for hards. Now the main downside of going higher on the wing is going to be recharging the battery is going to be even harder. But let's see what happens here, because we've got 2 Aston Martins, 2 McLarens, 2 Ferraris, 2 Mercedes and 2 Red Bulls. So are they all going to stack, or are they all going to keep one car out? If that's the case, we could be back in this thing in a big way. I'm also not sure what strategy is going to be the best one, because we may still have to stop again, to be fair. I mean, tyre wear is very high, 25%, 7 laps on mediums. We might be struggling.
Liam is in the pit lane. Liam's in the pits now.
Yeah, we might be struggling at the end, so we'll see. We're going to stack, which is good to see, so the team are responding well. Onto hards we go. No delay this time, no hold up.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross onto the track.
So a lot of them go for softs, interestingly enough. We jump Stroll, but he'll probably get straight back past on a soft tyre. Let's see, this could be interesting. I've got a fresh medium left, which we may have to use. Oh, Bottas pits, okay. So P11, so back to where we were. Now interestingly, those in front are on worn rubber. These in front of us directly are on fresh rubber. So they're going to have to get through the slower cars, which means they shouldn't get too far away. So if we can play this smart and make this tyre work, we can still stay in the race. And that might benefit us. Doing some numbers, we can probably get this to the end actually easier than I thought. So the race will get underway on lap 9, so we'll be doing 17 racing laps on hards, which is just about okay. So this is an interesting strategy, this one. I think we're the only ones in this one as well, so this will be very interesting. Restart time. Let's see how this goes. We're going to be in a bit of trouble here with all these soft runners, but we'll try and swim and not sink. Have to wait. Oh, right, cars are pitting now. Having to get out the throttle there, because otherwise you'll get penalised for overtaking before the start-finish line.
Okay, clear.
Slight contact with Stroll. Leclerc in a bit deep. We're going to hold our own for now, but this isn't over. But P7 now. And of course, everyone has to stop again, I think. Maybe Russell might go to the end, to be fair. Good strategy call from him. Look at this, we're getting dropped straight away. My wing's higher as well, but I think someone out front hasn't pit yet. I see a white dot. That might be a Haas, I could be wrong, but someone's staying out and it's causing chaos, so they're not going to get too far away. Yep, it's Hulkenberg who stayed out. Stroll looking for the move. We just have to try and frustrate these soft runners as much as possible for as long as possible. Russell will be a good car to follow as he's on a medium. There we go, Stroll looking to go through, but we're going to get the battery on to try and stay ahead. This is going to be crucial. Lando is also behind us, so we've also jumped him in the stop as McLaren stack both their drivers. Look at this battle now up ahead. Allowing the Red Bulls to pull away. Trying to get a nice slipstream here as Stroll closes in. Have to be very careful now under braking here, as it can get a bit ugly with the AI. Stroll around the outside, I had nowhere to go, I was boxed in there. Stroll goes through. Battery on. Slight contact. Stroll does not defend the inside, so we will take that one back. And we're going to just run him out of road there a little bit. Take the pressure off. Piastri's moving all over the place. It's actually Magnussen and Hulkenberg who stayed out, so my bad. But yeah, those on softs have already overtaken and pulled away, so now we're stuck with these medium runners, so Piastri and Russell. Got a bit of a gap to Stroll, which is good. This is working okay so far. Piastri though going through. We saw that McLaren is pretty slippery on the straight as Norris also overtakes Stroll. Try not to use too much battery because that is key, as you saw in the first stint. We couldn't recharge or get it back, so I'm trying to hold on to as much as I can. Magnussen back through on Piastri now. Russell getting involved. We'll try and pass K-Mag here and stick with Russell and Piastri. DRS will now be enabled as well, so we'll switch to the outside and get a slipstream.
DRS has been enabled. DRS is now enabled. I've got some information on Hamilton for you. They're retiring from the race.
Wow, Hamilton out, that's a big one. Will there be another safety car? Nope, looks like nothing. I wonder if Hamilton's been put in the barrier. That's a weird place to pull over. Right, let's try and pull away from Magnussen now. Just lost DRS unfortunately on Russell and Piastri. Norris has also stayed within my DRS, which is a real shame, but still we've got to try and push at this phase. Magnussen's going to hold up that entire train of cars. Bit of a moment there. Pace isn't too bad actually. We're holding on okay, and Norris isn't cruising up to the back of me. Personal best in the last lap. Although Lando now might have a look. Let's see, DRS for him. We saw how fast the McLaren is in the straight. Piastri and Russell still going at it, and there goes Norris. Don't mind that. Gasly isn't super close right now, so we can afford to stick with him. Russell, Piastri battling, both Ferraris also battling for P2 up the road as well, so they're not getting too far away, which is crucial if we're going to go to the end on this strategy, and they're going to have to all stop again, or at least those on softs anyway. This is perfect. We are keeping up with Norris very nicely. Also, Piastri and Russell have been battling all lap long. They've been side by side the whole lap pretty much, and they've actually lost a lot of time. We could be within their DRS very shortly here. Pulling away from Gasly as well. This is absolutely what we need right now. Working out better than I expected. This is perfect. Hopefully it continues until they all pit. Obviously Piastri and Russell will go to the end, I'm assuming, but
We're approaching the pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
they are going to have very second-hand tyres at the end of this thing, so we will have the upper hand. If they do pit, then we are in the driving seat. Got a yellow further back. Williams, it's again like in the first race in Bahrain. And there we go, Norris pits. So those softs haven't lasted very long. Ferrari in there as well, that's Carlos Sainz. So I'm expecting the remaining cars to pit this lap. Albon out the race, and these two still going at it, which I'm going to use to try and charge as much battery as I can. We're going to need it badly, man. Look at this, still going through, man. This is perfect. Oh my god, Russell nearly got put in the barrier there by Piastri. But Russell making a move. We are keeping up. Also, Lawson, by the way, behind us. If Liam can get to the end, that would be insane. But if the game's telling me to pit, then surely...
Okay, the pit window's open, so let's box this lap. Box this lap.
There we go. I was just going to say, if I'm being told to pit, then surely he will be as well. There we go. Everyone's in. So, that is going to give us the lead of the race. 9 laps remain. What can we do here? I think it's going to be tough. I think the Rebels are probably a bit too quick, but could we get a podium? 15 seconds or 14 seconds to the Ferraris. Why not? Absolute worst case scenario. If we let both Ferraris and both Rebels through, that's P5. The gap to Piastri is massive, or Norris, whoever it is, in P5. So it's definitely worth this. Checo is absolutely flying. He's demolishing Verstappen. I think the tyre is honestly making a huge difference. Checo pit later than Verstappen, and those few laps of tyre difference are making such a huge difference in terms of performance. I mean, my tyres are really struggling. Perez approaching. I don't know if he's going to be close enough, to be fair. I'll have to sit back for now, but he'll get me soon. Well, I managed to hold him off until the DRS zones. Now he can go through. And we'll try and latch onto some DRS for the next couple of straights. This is perfect. We're going to probably lose to both Rebels and Ferraris, but if I can get that P5, that would be perfect. So it's just about holding on. Tyre wear is going to be marginal, by the way. We're going like 5% per lap. And there's still 5 to go, so we'll be in the 70s when we're done. I just hope we have enough to hold on. I think Verstappen's got some slight damage because the Ferraris are catching and Max is way slower than Checo. We're pushing on this up a little bit to try and find a little bit of pace. Probably not going to keep them behind, but it's going to be a 4-way battle though for P2. As we're all kind of converging into one. Here comes Max. I reckon I could try to keep up with him. Won't be easy, but we can try. He's not... Oh, he does. He commits for the move. Gonna have to leave some space. I'm gonna get the ice actually, surprisingly. So Max may be vulnerable, although to be fair, he's still committing without any issue. Although now we're pulling it back. Braking a little bit early to make sure I get DRS again on the pit straight. And send Max back to the Lions. Although we don't get DRS, interestingly enough. I've got a decent gap though, so I reckon I'll be okay. The Ferrari's battle away. Max with a lunge. We're going to try and fight this because I think he's wounded. And also their tyres now will be starting to fade a bit, so we can probably hold on to this. Perez is in a different postcode. It's street circuit checker mode around here, but the rest of them, we've got a chance to fight this one, to be fair. Front right over 60%. Verstappen going from left to right, trying to find a space to go through with DRS. We've now got the tyre wear warning on. Max goes for it. I'm going to let him go for that one and we'll get DRS on the next straight. Again, just about trying to play the odds here and be smart with the racecraft. We're going to just sneak on the inside here and get that one back. And now Leclerc's our main challenge. Struggle to get the car stopped there. Almost put Leclerc in the barrier there, didn't mean to, but a lot of understeer on the front right, which is my worst tyre. We're going to have to try and defend now though. We're going to be under attack both sides. Slight contact, but we go through the middle and hold on. I think we can do this. Just got to try and be smart with it. Right, Sainz his turn to look for the move. He does actually commit, to be fair, unlike Verstappen. We're going to try and tuck in and get a toe, and we'll get DRS on the next straight. Keep Leclerc at bay. You see the difference in pace between Verstappen and Sainz through there. Verstappen was struggling to get the move done. Here comes Leclerc looking for the move, but he's trying to make his mind up what way to go. On the outside he goes. We'll keep him behind though. And on to the last lap, we've got a decent bit of battery to work with here. I'm going to re-challenge Sainz and get back into second place. Get the car turned in. Let's see if we can hold on one more lap here with a bit of IQ. They're really going for it now. Also, they're going to be using all the bells and whistles. We have a bit of a moment at the hairpin. They're still side by side. I'm trying to hold my own. That's just hurt them a little bit. They've lost a bit of time there. Some crucial time. We'll hold the battery we have for the next straight. We may have to use it all. They're not side by side, which is what I was hoping for. Right, we're going to have to try and defend here from Leclerc with the little battery we have left. Going to hold it tight. Show Leclerc the long way round. Checo wins. Oh, the exit isn't great. Oh, we've run out of battery. Leclerc's going to get it. Can we hold on to third? Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for all your hard work out there. That was a really strong drive and a great finish. Well done.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Red Bull today. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they've secured here.
What a result. Podium in race 2, brilliant strategy, and we managed it beautifully. I was happy to even take a P3, even though we had P2 for so long. I didn't actually think we was going to get it at one point, but we managed it well in the last 5 laps. The tyre wear kicked in, a bit of IQ, saved a bit of battery, able to make it work, and in the end, it's 15 massive points. Checo dominates in Saudi. Leclerc, fastest lap of the race, so gets an extra point. Both McLarens, P6, P7, only one Mercedes in the points as Hamilton retires. And yeah, there is your lot. Let's see what Lawson finished real quick. So P17 for Liam, a better race than Bahrain, has to be said. So hopefully he can build on that. That was a pretty decent race from him. But standings wise, after 2 rounds, we are P5, which is insane. Perez leads the way over Verstappen. And the constructors, we are 5th over Aston Martin with a pretty healthy gap so far. So I think we can hold on to this for a little while. Aston Martin ain't that quick, so we can manage it for now. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed. Like the video, let's try and smash over 1,000 likes. Subscribe for more daily F1 content on my channel as always. And yeah guys, cheers for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one. Until then, take care, and that's goodbye from me. As always, a big shout out to the members, legends for supporting the channel, and also check out the 2 videos if you haven't seen them. But guys, see you next time.